So, hello everyone. We are presenting in a season 4 of the semester 4 presentation, and today I am going to present on African literature, and my topic is character evaluation of no ego. So, no ego is the character from the joys of motherhood, and the joys of motherhood is written by Buchi Emecheta. It was first published in 1979 and reprinted in 2008. The story is about the character named No Ego. So it is the story of we can say that the story is centered around the one woman, and it depicts the what kind of the joys and pain of a motherhood during the life and what kind of a tradition African literature has. So in this novel, Amichethat revealed and celebrated the pleasure and derived from the fulfilled responsibilities related to the family matter in a childbearing, mothering and nurturing activity among the women. And however, the author additionally highlighted how the joy of motherhood also include the anxiety, obligation and pain. So about Buchi Emecheta. So Buchi Emecheta is the Nigerian writer. She was born in 1944. Their parents belongs to Lagos, and she moved to Britain in 1960, and where she worked as a librarian, and she became the student at a London University, and she worked as a community worker in a Camden. So now about the no ego. So as we all know that no ego is the central character in this word. So we can see, we can evaluate so many aspects of no ego, like no ego as the daughter, no ego as a wife, no ego as a mother. Is she really enjoying this motherhood? What was her realization of motherhood? And yes, one of the most important question here arises that is no ego or any African woman or African woman feeling that she is the double colonized woman. So no ego is the daughter of Ona and Agbari, and no ego has two husbands. First husband named Amatoku, and Amatoku she left Amatoku because she was not able to bear the child or become the pregnant with the help of Amatoku. So she left her, and the another husband is the Naife, and with the help of Naife she has more than five children, and his one son Gozi was died when she gave the birth of him. So character of no ego. So she is the protagonist of the novel. She belongs to the Ibuza community. She is the daughter of Ona and Akbari. She is the mother of six children. Amatoku was her first husband, and she leaves her husband after she cannot get pregnant, and she later attempts suicide when her firstborn is found dead. So Naife is her second husband and father of these six children, and she is a very strong character. She earned for feeding the family. So, first of all, the question arises that we know that Nuigo belongs to the Ibuza community. So, what is this Ibuza community, and what kind of tradition they might follow? So, Ibuza community, Ibuza is a one village where people live in a rural environment, and according to Ibuza, women are made to understand that men are the source of power and master of the house. So these statements are given by the Mehmet Faithi Hazel in his research article that women are also made to understand that they are brought up to obey and fulfill men's need and desire, and moreover women are considered as the property that can be bought and sold. So all dominant are goes to male, that male is everything in his community, and a woman are just piece of a pleasure, and then she has only that duty to take care of family, take care of children. And yes, in this community there is tradition that if you are become the children, more mother of more children, then only you are the valuable in the society. So women are the victim of the male dominance, and they are considered as the properties of the men. So no ego's realization of motherhood. So as we know that she has a bad past. First she married Amatoku, but there is no children with him. So now she married this knife, and she became the mother of six children. So what might be the realization of her motherhood. That is she feeling happiness? Is she feeling a pain, or is she feeling some kind of anxiety? Become a mother. So so according to Maria, after experience both the joys and pains of the motherhood, Nuigo realized that children do not always bring fulfillment. Nuigo ruminated, God, when will you create a woman who will be a fulfilled on herself, a full human being, a not anybody's appendage? So what Amecheta does it to present African woman. So it's a reaction with a universal problem. So we can see that whatever no ego represents, it's not only her individual thing, but each and every woman in African literature, in Indian literature, in American literature, somewhere we can find that some kind of anxiety, some kind of this grief we all have in this, that somewhere become as a mother is not always give the pleasure. So in voicing this idea through the tradition, no ego Amecheta emphasized the fact that women have the social responsibility to criticize and participated in the social order. So is motherhood joyful or painful? So in Varda, in his research article, mentioned that the novel The Joy of Motherhood is the story of a female protagonist, no ego, who enjoy her life being a mother of many children in order to have a comfortable old age. But she is ready to sacrifice herself in order to feed and give clothes to the children. And Amecheta tries to offer her critic the patriarchal meaning of the motherhood through the character of Nuigo. So we can see that throughout the life, Nuigo tries to feed children, to take care of children, to take care of home. While life is not worried about that, what might happen with my children? Are they hungry? Are they clothesless? Clothesless. So Naife is not conflicted with this idea, but Nuigo in her whole life was worried about this, and for her children, she is ready to do any kind of thing. She is started to selling matches and cigarette, and this kind of thing she can do throughout her life, only for the children. So now we are saying that no ego is a double colonized woman. So according to Lakshmi Khan, found herself as a doubtly colonized woman, no ego expressed the suffering as well as the sacrifice in her statement just after the birth of her twin daughters. Being caught in the web of the childbirth and complicated situation, she had one such a epiphanic moment. The psychological temperament and grief of the mother expressed in the following statement, which present the Nigerian woman responsibility to the widespread predicament. So now what question arises, what is the double colonized woman? So it means that once women are also colonized by the colonizer, like who was ruling on there. And after marriage, she is also colonized by the family and husband. So not only one woman colonized by colonizer, but also the family. So this kind of trauma we can see in the no ego. So according to Shayyad Sumair, Amecheta's protagonist in The Joy of Motherhood, Niyuge primarily does not go through any form of a humanist metamorphosis. As an adult woman, she is fully aware of her surrounding and recognizes the social restriction and the culture imposition on a woman from that forces her behave ideally, and she is not a round character, hence find in hard to change as opposed to the Beatrix, and who changes just before the novel ends, thus making her independent journey. So at the end of the novel, we can find that there is a tradition in the Igbo community that after the death of a particular woman who has beared some more children, they are invited to spirit of that death person for blessing another woman for the more motherhood. So at the end, when people try to pull the spirit of no ego, she was not come. So these signs indicate that she was not happy with her motherhood, because her two daughters, her sons. At the end, no one with him, that she was died at the side of road. So, according to Teresa, Nuigo spent her entire life alternately birthing children and working day in and day out as a cigarette peddler to stave off the hunger and poverty that invariably hunt her household. And the novel focusing on this grueling battle, a battle that end in the loss of novel focusing loss of the no ego, as she witnessed her beloved son grow up and leave Nigeria for a good, and her daughter marry and move away. So no ego's hope of living out her final year in the company of her grandchildren disappear before she turned 40, and she dies at the side of the country road, alone and unnoticed. So, what was the duty of son? Nuigo thinks that my grandchildren or my children were there when I was old, but at the end this not happen. She was died alone at the roadside. So this grief always stay in her that no one is there for my care. So I tried to compare the character of Radha from the Mother India and character of Nuigo. Not the each story and each event connected with Radha, but we can say that Radha is fighting for her children, that her two children might not suffer the landlorders. And in this same way, Nuigo tries to make her children socially and societally as a well worthy. So both the character are somewhere same. Both has sacrificed her life for their children. So there is one movie review printed in the New York Times about the Radha. The film is that once a short of Indian Stella Adelas, which find the heroine making the sacrifice after sacrifice on behalf of her family and gone with the wine and style epic the social change. So here also question arises that what is the Stella Adelas? So we can find then the story of Stella Della, story of the Radha, and story of Novigo, somewhere is same. These characters from the three different literature try to highlight what kind of mother is doing in particular literature. That three of these women are trying to save their children. They sacrifice their life for her children. So in this same way, Stella Delas. So Stella Delas is the 1937 American drama film based on the 1923 Olive Higgins Prouty novel of the same names. And Stella Delas was a poor worker's daughter, and later on she get married with a worthy and well settled person, Stephen Delas. And some time of the marriage, they came to know that this is not happy because class conflict is there, and that is why it's becomes a disaster. And Stella has a one daughter, so Stella thinks that I will spend my whole life for my daughter. So she do the each and every effect or each and everything for her daughter. So in this same way, Radha in Mother India doing each kind of sacrifice for family and for daughter. But her end was also very tragic. And in the same way, Nuigo tried to save the children. She doing each and everything. She has sacrificed her whole life for the children. So comparison. So Nuigo was earning for children. Radha was earning for children. Her husband did not support her. But in this case, in the case of Radha, her husband was supported. But her husband met an accident where he became handicapped. So he was not able to do work. So it becomes one kind of a booj on a Radha. So at the end of in the life of New we go at the end, her son left her, and same case happened with Radha. That her Nuigo's end was tragic and Radha's end was tragic. And throughout life, they both are suffer. Both have seen so many, we can say, uncomfortabilities and so many hungerness in the life because they want to protect their children. Conclusion. So no ego represents a tradition of the Igbo community. Throughout the life she fight for the children. Her end was tragic. She realized that this motherhood is not joyful. This motherhood brings so many pains in the life. She spent her life for her children only, and being mother is not joyful for no ego. And at the end, the novel, when Igbo community invite the spirit of a blessings on the other woman for the motherhood, she was not come. It's directly indicated that motherhood is not such a very joyful as she thinks. Here is my work citation.
Let it remain open. Questions?
Does Indian women also face decolonization?
Sorry?
Does Indian women also face decolonization?
Indian women face this kind of decolonization, double colonization. You want to say or decolonization or double colonization?
It's
Double colonization. Okay. So yes, Indian women somewhere find that she might be caught with this or she suffer with the double colonization. But nowadays situation is the different. We are not suffering from the double colonization, but yes, there is still some kind of pressure, some kind of things upon a woman. Like we have a family responsibility, we have a children's responsibility. So something is there, but not each and everything is there.
Okay, so we're talking about Noibu and Radha and her mother. So, can you give any example of advertisement or a movie or a web series that show positive attitude towards the motherhood?
Movie, web series, or advertisement. Okay. So recent web series Arya is a very describe the idea of motherhood, which is very positive. That Arya fought for the children. She moved country to country. She also go against the family to protect the children. So it is one kind of a positive attitude toward the motherhood. Like become a mother, she want to protect the children, and she is not feeling any kind of pain or any kind of sorrow. So it is, and I want to see you the one advertisement regarding this Women's Day. Shall I, sir? So it is a very interesting advertisement about these but I'm not able to because we have no internet. I will send the link of that advertisement. There is the one lady who is doing a modeling, and she was trying to digging the question that shall I continue with pregnancy or not. So there is the three women talking about that. One woman is carrying the children, and another woman was working with laptop, and there is one nurse who is doing the cleaning or mopping in the hospital. So woman who has a child that she is doing that, how are you able to hold each and everything with the children? So nurse says that समय के साथ सब कुछ सीख जाते हैं हम. So the lady who is working with laptop, she said that कि तुमने पूरी लाइफ, तुम्हें नहीं लगता कि तुमने पूरी लाइफ इसमें ही बर्बाद कर दी है, तुम अपने अपनी इंडिविजुअल प्रोग्रेस नहीं कर पाई. So then this lady who has been holding the child, she said that it is easy if you are conducting each and everything very positively, and says that तुम्हें लगता है कि, और वो lady कहती है कि working with a work it is very hard, and then one woman come and says let's go, your car is ready. So later on we found that she is the IPS or IPA for the district. So it is very changing concept, changing advertisement, which lead us to a positive side of womanhood.